In our last unit, we learned how to build a natural minor scale by using the slow but safe 5-step interval formula method. We also learned that a minor key's key signature is the same as that of its relative major. We learned how to look at a key signature and know what minor key it represents. And the opposite, we learned how to determine and write a minor key signature when we already know the key. In this unit, we'll discuss minor keys that use flats to satisfy the minor scale interval formula. Let's start by using the 5-step, slow and safe method again with our minor scale formula. Whole, half, whole, half, whole. But this scale will require the use of flats. We'll start by building a G minor scale. So here are the steps. 1, write the desired tonic on the staff. In this case, it's a G. 2, write in all the notes by step on the staff above the tonic with no sharps or flats and include the octave. 3, number the scale degrees, including 8. 4, write the natural minor interval formula between the numbers. That's whole, half, whole, half, whole. And 5, adjust pitches to fit the interval formula using flats where necessary. And always remember the naturally occurring half steps between B and C and E and F. So let's do this now with G. Between 1 and 2, we need a whole step. Between G and A, we have a whole step, no adjustment needed. Between 2 and 3, we need a half step. Well, between A and B, we have a whole step, so we need to decrease that distance, and we do that by lowering the B a half step by applying a flat. Now, A to B flat is a half step. From flat 3 to 4, we need a whole step, and from B flat to C, that's a whole step because the naturally occurring half step is from B to C. This is B flat to C. From 4 to 5, we need a whole step, and from C to D is a whole step. From 5 to flat 6, we need a half step. Well, from D to E is a whole step, so we need to decrease that distance by applying a flat to the E. So now D to E flat is a half step. From flat 6 to flat 7, we need a whole step. And from E flat to F is a whole step because the naturally occurring half step is between E and F, but now E flat to F is a whole step. And from flat 7 to 8, the octave of 1, we need a whole step. And from F to G is a whole step. Like in the last unit with minor keys using sharps, know how to answer 2 questions related to all minor key signatures. 1, if you see a key signature, what minor key does it represent? And then 2, if you know the minor key a song is in, what key signature will represent it? Next, let's try the approach we learned in the last unit. This is using our knowledge of relative keys to determine minor key signatures. Now, B flat and the G minor scale share the same key signature. And notice that G is the 6th scale degree of the B flat major scale. When we see a key signature, we need to be able to determine what minor key it represents. That's our goal here. So let's look at what key we just did. 2 flats. And here's our process. Step 1, determine the major key the key signature represents. Now, we've already learned major key signatures and should know these really well by now. So 2 flats is the key of B flat major. But 2 flats also indicates a minor key too. So step 2 is find the 6th scale degree of that major scale, in this case the B flat major scale, and that's G. So G minor's key signature is 2 flats, the same as its relative major, B flat major. So if you see a key signature of 2 flats, that's B flat and E flat, that could be either B flat major or G minor. Now, know that we can say that for all minor scales, regardless of the tonic, the flat third of a minor scale is its relative major. That works great for us in knowing our minor key signatures. So let's flip this. What if we know the minor key of a song and we want to write the key signature on a staff? Here's how you do it. To determine the correct key signature for a minor key, step 1, determine the relative major key, and that'll be the flat third scale degree. And 2, determine the key signature of that relative major key, and that's going to be the key signature for the minor key. Let's look at A minor. What's A minor's 3rd scale degree? It's C. Therefore, C major is A minor's relative major. What's C major's key signature? No flats, no sharps. Therefore, A minor's key signature is no flats. Let's look at D minor. What's D minor's 3rd scale degree? It's F. Therefore, F major is D minor's relative major. What's F major's key signature? It's 1 flat, and that's B flat. Therefore, D minor's key signature is 1 flat, B flat. Let's look at G minor. What's G minor's third scale degree? It's B flat. Therefore, B flat major is G minor's relative major. What's B flat major's key signature? It's 2 flats, and that's B flat and E flat. Therefore, G minor's key signature is 2 flats, B flat and E flat. Let's look at C minor. What's C minor's third scale degree? It's E flat. Therefore, E flat major is C minor's relative major. What's E flat major's key signature? It's 3 flats. They are B flat, E flat, and A flat. Therefore, C minor's key signature is 3 flats, B flat, E flat, and A flat. Let's look at F minor. What's F minor's third scale degree? It's A flat. Therefore, A flat major is F minor's relative major. And what's A flat major's key signature? It's 4 flats. They are B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. Therefore, F minor's key signature is 4 flats, B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. Let's look at B flat minor. What's B flat minor's third scale degree? It's D flat. Therefore, D flat major is B flat minor's relative major. And what's D flat major's key signature? It's 5 flats. That's B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. Therefore, B flat minor's key signature is 5 flats, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. Let's look at E flat minor. What's E flat minor's third scale degree? It's G flat. Therefore, G flat major is E flat minor's relative major. And what's G flat major's key signature? 6 flats. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, and C flat. Therefore, E flat minor's key signature is 6 flats. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, and C flat. Let's look at A flat minor. What's A flat minor's flat third scale degree? It's C flat. Therefore, C flat major is A flat minor's relative major. What is C flat major's key signature? 7 flats. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, and F flat. Therefore, A flat minor's key signature is 7 flats. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, and F flat. Learning minor key signatures should be very manageable if you use the relative key method. It's a great shortcut. So let's take a minute out to talk about all key signatures, both major and minor. We've learned some clever tricks for knowing major key signatures that have sharps and flats. And then we've recently learned a fast way to know minor key signatures by association with their relative major keys. But it's important for you to think of this as just a phase that you're learning, and you need to move past it. And what I mean is, you need to memorize key signatures so you instantly recognize what major or minor key a key signature represents without counting or using any of the tricks. So consider this. Remember in an earlier unit when I talked about the importance of where the sharps and flats are placed on the staff? I used the word icon and also constellation to describe how you should just look at the key signature and recognize an image that you recognize without having to count the sharps or flats. This is your goal with key signatures. Drill, drill, drill. It's something you can control, so keep after it. Here's what you should know from this unit. Know how to build a natural minor scale by using the slow but safe 5-step interval formula method. Know that a minor key's key signature is the same as that of its relative major. Know how to look at the key signature and know what minor key it represents. And know how to determine and write a minor key signature if you already know the key. We've just reached another important milestone, and it's time to look back and see how far we've come and set the agenda for the next series of units. You now know key signatures for both major and minor keys. There's much more to come with regard to harmony, but in my many years of teaching, I learned that at this point in the process, it's wise to solidify the knowledge that you've earned. Continue to drill and study what we've learned so far. There's a lot of theory information ahead that depends on you having a solid knowledge of key signatures. The next step in learning theory is to learn about intervals, which again is the distance between two pitches. Understanding intervals allows us to learn about chords and therefore all the rest of harmony. And remember that harmony is the study of how chords work together in progressions. So in our study of theory, first we learn about scales and key signatures. Next we learn about intervals, then chords, then how to understand chord progressions. If you know key signatures and intervals, the rest of theory is pretty much just formulas. Now, if you think about it, everything we've learned is related to how high or low a note is. That's called the vertical axis. But music happens horizontally too. That means music happens over time, and that's called the horizontal axis, which will be the study of rhythm. All of that in due time. Study hard, and we'll see you in the next level. If you find this video helpful, please be sure to click on the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new videos. You can also click the link in the description below to check out the full Fretboard Biology course when you are ready for a more intensive training program. We'll see you in the next video.